G'day folks, it's cod opening 2023 and I've had a few people ask me if I can make a video explaining what lures I'm taking on cod opening. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Let me tell you what lures I'm taking fishing with me on cod opening in a couple of days time. I've been getting this request has come through in a few places on YouTube comments and on Instagram messages. When are you going to make a video explaining what lures you're using? Because that's what I do every other year. So here it is. First, let me pose for a thumbnail photo. Right, with that done, let's see what lures I'm using. You ready? Whoa! Dun -da -da.
Emotional damage.
There's none in there, and that's because I'm not going lure fishing. That's the first cod opening in many years, first that I can remember actually, that I'm not really looking forward to cod fishing. Between the fact that the rivers where I live are still really high and still a little bit flooded, and the fact that so many fish downstream have been killed by black water events, I'm going cod fishing and I'm looking forward to it, but not as much as normal. Let me talk about what I'm doing on cod opening. Well, I'm not going to be lure fishing. The rivers where I live in Wangaratta, the ovens are still at minor flood level right now, but only just. It's 11.9 metres in Wangaratta and it's dropping. So as I film, it's still about 3 or 4 days out from cod opening and the river's going down. I'm fishing with my friend Tim on cod opening morning. I'm picking Tim up early on Thursday morning. At this stage we don't know where we're going to go. All I know is that I'll be bait fishing. I'm going to have 2 rods, one with cheese and one with worms. My standard Murray cod fishing setup, my go-to bait, the cheese is the cod rod and the worms will be the carp, yellow belly and redfin and everything else rod. Now, I am hoping to go lure fishing for Murray cod, but the rivers need to settle quite a little bit more first. So I'm going to be going bait fishing. I'm not sure where. The day before cod opening, which if all goes to plan will be tomorrow by the time you see this video, I'm going to go for a drive around and see if I can find a nice quiet backwater to sit and drown some bait. It's going to be tough and it's going to be much tougher than usual. So I may or may not catch a cod this cod opening. I may or may not even wet a line on cod opening, but I am going to try and find somewhere to drown some bait. One definite is that I won't be lure fishing. There certainly are lure fishing options available for those that want to go lure fishing. There's lots of stocked lakes. Lake Mulwala, the Murray River, I believe has got a boating ban along much of its length, but Lake Mulwala and Lake Hume are exempt from that as they are lakes, so no doubt there'll be a lot of people lure fishing at Lake Mulwala, Lake Nilakudi, Lake Epilock, Kankara, Lake Eildon, so on and so on. So there's going to be a lot of people lure fishing in lakes. But it's cod opening. I want to fish a river. If I can, I want to find somewhere where I can go and drown some bait. Now, just a word of caution to anybody heading out. The river is a lot colder than normal for this time of year. It's a lot higher than normal for this time of year. And the banks are a lot more slippery than normal for this time of year. So apart from the gazillion mosquitoes, just be careful that you don't slip in the mud and fall in the river, because in the current you could get washed away. It can be quite unsafe. So take extra care when cod fishing this cod opening or early this season. The good news is the weather forecast at the moment is for a continued pattern of dry weather and warm weather. At the moment there's 7 days around about the 24 to 28 degree mark forecast with little to no rain, so hopefully everything could settle down. Now much of the Ovens River where I live is locked up, and I suspect it's going to be locked up for quite some time, probably after Christmas. I could be wrong, but it's going to take a bit of a miracle for the water to drop that much and everything to dry out enough for a lot of the tracks to open up. So lakes are going to be a good option this year, and for me, I'm going to look for a stream and I'm going to try and find a quiet backwater with my mate Tim where we can drown some bait, and then in the afternoon I'm hoping to catch up with Brett, who I normally fish with on cod opening, and hopefully we can go out and do the same thing on cod opening evening. Brett is actually working this cod opening. He normally gets the day off, but they're really busy where he works, so he can't get the morning off. So anyway, fishing with Tim in the morning, fishing with Brett in the afternoon, probably using bait, and at this stage I don't know wherever I can find a spot to get in. To everybody that can go out and enjoy yourself and celebrate what is an amazing cod fishery that we have here in Victoria. For those of you that live in Blackwater affected areas, well, hopefully you can travel somewhere and find somewhere to bet a line. And everybody going fishing, good luck. And hopefully, if the rain stays stopped long enough, I can put some lures back in this box.